Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to take PowerPoint to the next level? Are you ready to create a set of slides so sleek that it'll blow the socks off your manager, your colleagues, Janice from accounting, whoever? Then feast your eyes on this amazing interactive menu. Now you might be looking at it and go like, that's nothing special, but lo and behold, if I was to simply just click on any one of these, let's go with cinnamon roll, bam, I get to find out more information about this cinnamon roll protein bar. If I wanted to go up and click on blueberry muffin, bam, then I'd get more information about the blueberry muffin. If I wanted to go back to the cinnamon, it's just so seamless, so easy, so sleek, so beautiful. And I'm going to be teaching you how to do it today. All in PowerPoint. You don't need Photoshop. You don't need anything. You just need an open mind. You need some time. Let me be clear. You need some time to do this. All right? So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back to another video from SlideCow. My name is Yo-Yo, and together we're going to make your slides look amazing. So before diving right into this one, and I know you're excited, but I have to make this absolutely 100% crystal clear. We at SlideCow Inc. have no business affiliation with Quest Nutrition. Quest Nutrition are, of course, the makers of this fantastic protein bar product. They're not even paying me to say this. I just really love the protein bars. I eat them every single time I have a workout. They're just fantastic. They taste amazing. I get my protein macros and counts in, so I'm good for the day. Honestly, like, these guys are amazing. Please go check them out. Again, we have absolutely no business affiliation. We didn't even design slides for these guys. They didn't reach out to us, nothing, right? This is simply done because, well, first of all, I love their branding. It's very colorful. And I thought it'd be great for us to sort of, show an interactive menu with a product that I love and I can actually vouch for, than just pick random PNGs from the internet. So all the images you see here are provided by Quest Nutrition's website. Please just go check them out. They're an awesome company. I really, really love what they're doing. And without further ado, let's just dive right in. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the menu slide. And this one's pretty easy, all right? We have 5 different protein bars you can see over here. They're all PNG images. We have the Quest Nutrition birthday cake, we have the cinnamon roll, we have the chocolate hazelnut, we have the s'mores, and we have the blueberry muffin. So we're going to design the slide to have all 5 flavors in a way that's easy to sort of look at, and it's clean and sleek. And the first step towards that is just to highlight all these different pictures of the Quest bars and just rotate them so that the food is pointing downwards. So basically we're going to be rotating them 90 degrees to the right like this, and we're going to set them up in a certain order. I'm going to go with birthday cake over here, and then I'm going to put the blueberry muffin right after it, and then we're going to have the chocolate hazelnut, we're going to have the cinnamon roll, and then we're going to have the s'mores bar, right? And basically what I want to make sure right now is that these guys are evenly spaced. So to do that, we're going to highlight all these protein bars. We're going to go to arrange, align, and then distribute horizontally, okay? Just like this. And then we're going to go to arrange, align, and then align top so that they all have, the same sort of position when it comes to the y-axis, in the sense that, they're all lined up perfectly and there's no sort of ambiguity as to which ones are which, right? Now, one thing I did notice from their website is that I see these little dotted lines on the pictures here, and I don't want these. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be individually cropping each one of these pictures just to remove these little dotted lines. And again, this is not the fault of PowerPoint or anything. It's just the image itself. I believe when it was exported, it just came out like that. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to speed it up right here, so just to respect your time. Okay, so now that we have our protein bars lined up, looking neat, we're going to bring in the text boxes that describe each respective protein bar. Now this step is pretty easy. We're just going to go to insert and click on text box and just draw the text box like this and type in birthday, shift enter cake. And the reason why I want it to be over 2 lines instead of just 1 is because A, it looks better, and B, it'll sort of help us, take advantage of the white space on the slide as well. I'm going to center it. I'm going to change the font to Mooly, and I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to change the font size to 26. I realize that this is a bit too small of a text box, so I'm going to bring this up like this. And in fact, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to create more white space by hitting the line spacing option, hitting line spacing options again, changing line spacing to multiple, and then putting this as 1.3. And I think that looks much, much better. I'm going to make sure this is in the middle, just like that. And I think that looks great. One more thing I'm going to do also is I'm going to right click on this text box and go to, let's go to format shape because I know I can access it. But what I want to do is go to text options over here and click on text box. And I want to click on this, which is do not autofit. What you're basically doing here is you're telling PowerPoint not to change the size of the text box no matter what you do. So it'll always remain the same size. I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to change the align text to middle. Okay, now this might all seem like it's too many steps and they're all unnecessary, but trust me, it sort of helps us down the line and you'll see why later on. Now, just to respect your time, I'm going to be also doing this for every other protein bar that you see here. So I'll be back. All right, so as you can see, our text boxes are too small for this one and this one. Again, we just want to make sure we're consistent here. So we're just going to bring that out more, just like that. Perfect, okay. And let's just make sure that everything else is still centered. Yes, they are, yes, indeed. Okay, cool. I don't know how to spell hazelnut. Okay, cool. All right. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in a colored thick line underneath each and every single set of words that correspond to the protein bar. So for example, if I wanted to play around with the birthday cake, I'm going to just bring in a line, go to insert, click on shapes, click on this line here, just draw out a line right underneath birthday cake. So let's zoom in here, draw out a line like this and make it thick, like so, up to 6 points, maybe even, let's go with 4.5 just to be safe. Then I'm just going to increase the size of that just as much as I can. I'm going to change the color of this to pink. Now I already have the colors over here. The reason why I chose these colors is because they best represent the colors of the protein bars that you see over here. So pink is obviously for the birthday cake, blue is for the blueberry muffin, etc. We have our pink here and we're going to draw that down over here. And we're going to make this a bit smaller as well. So you can see that my lines are all over the place, but not to worry. If we just highlight everything and click on arrange and click on align and then click on align center and do a few tweaks to make sure that we're all okay. So let's just zoom in here. I see that we need to just increase the space just a little bit, just like that. And we can also bring the text to front. There we go. I think that looks much better. I think it looks very pretty. In fact, we can actually bring this down a little bit more, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that looks much better. There we go. Now, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing that you just saw to all other text boxes. Okay, and that's it. We're done here. But before moving on with this tutorial, please know that it's really, really important that we do this step right. Okay, it's really important, and this will really only work if you have the most up-to-date version of PowerPoint Office 365. Okay, so just let's be very clear. But before we move on to the next step, it's something important that you need to do. Now, if you haven't figured it out already, we're going to be using the morph transition effect for this tutorial, right? And morph is heavily reliant on using the same slide elements. So for example, if you want to carry this picture forward to the next slide, right? We want to make sure that PowerPoint has a way to recognize that this is the same picture that we're going to use to carry forward across our slides. And PowerPoint actually has a way to do this. I don't want to go too much into it right now, but if you name your elements on this slide a certain way, PowerPoint will know that it's the same object carried forward on the slides. I'll link a description by what Microsoft had to do with it before. I know to some of you this is complete gibberish, but do not worry. Trust me on this one. Just do what I do. If you have the latest PowerPoint version on Office 365, this will work for you, I promise, okay? So we're gonna first just group up each and every single one of these text boxes with the lines, right? So we're going to be doing that first. Then we're going to go to home, click on select and click on selection pane. And we're going to be literally naming our picture of the birthday cake as ! Birthday cake pic. You could call it whatever you want, but I'm just doing it for my own reference. And then I'm going to click on the group here, right? And I'm going to change the group name to ! Birthday cake text. Okay? So I'm going to be doing this for all of them now, and I'm going to speed up the tutorial just to respect your time. Here we go. Okay, and that's it. So as you can see, again, everything has been named here. And the reason why we're using ! at the very beginning is to tell PowerPoint this is a unique object. This is something different. This is not like everyone else. This is a very unique thing, okay? And I want you to recognize that this is a unique thing. That's what we're saying to PowerPoint when we're using ! at the very beginning. Again, I don't want to go into too much technical detail here because I'm going to be speaking pure gibberish, to be honest, but I will link something for you guys to read or look at in the blog post and in the YouTube description just to make sure that you guys understand what I'm going for here. But yeah, do that. Trust me, it's important. The next step is to design a slide for each and every single one of these protein bars. So I'm going to create a new slide over here and I'm going to delete everything in it and start off with a clean slate. All right. the first thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to copy everything that you see here, right? And I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to bring it all the way up, you guys, all the way up, just like this. We're going to show just a peek, right? A peek of some of these things that you see over here. So you have something that looks like this, all right? So you can see just a little bit, right? Not too much, but just a little bit of these things. In fact, you can just bring some of the pictures down even just a little bit more. Bring that down like that. And we're also going to bring up the text boxes over here, and then we can bring them up just a little bit more as well. So it's about positioning, really. We just want to make sure that everything is well positioned and everything looks good. What we're also going to do is we're not going to do any changes to this to the birthday cake quest bar yet. And the reason why is because we're going to bring in this quest bar into the slide. In fact, let's just do that now. I'm going to rotate it to the left like this. I'm going to bring it into the middle like this. I'm going to blow it up like that. Okay, just like so. And automatically you can see why we have to be very careful with the spacing here. Okay, so we're going to do something that looks a little bit like this. I think this looks great. So with that, then what we can also do is we can also bring in a rectangle, covers this up like this, and send it to back. And we're going to remove the outline, and we're going to use the same pink that we used in the birthday cake line over here. We're going to color this in pink, just like that. And because I'm a bit of perfectionist, I want to make sure that the white part of the quest bar matches with the white part of the slide. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit here, like that. And I think that looks great, except, you know, there's a little bit of distance with the whole white space thing. So I think what I'm going to do also is I'm going to bring this down just a notch, make sure there's enough space for everybody, just like that. I think that should be fine. Yep, I think that looks great. So there we go. This looks great. I think we have enough space at the top here for everybody to be happy with. And honestly, we don't even need this because we already have the birthday cake. It's the focus of the slide, so we can delete this text box. But we still do need these because they are going to be part of our interactive menu, okay? So just to show you what this is going to look like already, if we click on transitions and click on morph, you can see how this comes to be. But automatically you can see a problem as well. Where did this little rectangle come from? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, we're going to paste it here, and then we're going to try again. There we go. But automatically you can also see how this little rectangle, again, this little protein bar, is already being taken over by the rectangle as well. So to fix that, all we have to do is right click, click on bring to front, and then try again. Perfect. Seamless transition. That's what we're after here, guys. Seamless transition. With that done, we're going to try and take less focus, right, on the other protein bars, but bring in more focus on this protein bar, specifically the birthday cake protein bar. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to highlight everything at the top, all the quest bars at the top, and we're going to go to picture format, go to color, and make it grayscale. Okay, something like this. And what we're also going to do is we're going to change, right, the text color to something light grayish. Okay, so something that looks like this. So let's go with something like, and we're going to make the lines, you can click on them. So yeah, that's another thing. We have to, if you can't click on the lines because there's something at the front, you have the choice of sending it to back and then changing it, or do what I do, which is just go to the connectors, highlight them both, and then just change the line color like this. So we're going to do the exact same thing for all of them here. So as you can see, everything looks good, everything feels good, and we're just bring in more information on this specific protein bar right at the bottom over here. And to do that, we're going to click on insert, click on shapes, and we're going to click on this, the frame, right? So we're going to bring this up just like this, and we're going to reduce the size to that, remove the outline, make it white. So, and we're going to bring in another rectangle, insert shapes, change it here. Click at the bottom, make this white. Now again, I'm not playing with positioning yet. I will get to that in a bit though, so do not worry. And we're going to remove that just like this. I think that looks pretty cool, don't you guys? Okay, so we're going to click on insert, click on text box, and bring that up over here. And we're going to type in 21G, center it, put this as Mooly. Again, make it bold and just increase the size and see how far we can get here. We can probably get it around let's go with a safe bet here and just, go for a perfect fit, which is 32. Okay, we'll make this white. And what we'll also do is we'll also bring a text box down here, and we'll change the color of this to the pink at the back and change this to protein and reduce the size like this and just bring it down over here and just increase the size again until we get a good fit. Perhaps we can actually create some space between these guys. I think that would be good. So a little bit loose. And we're just going to replicate this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And we're going to highlight everything here, put our range, align, distribute horizontally, group them up, make sure it's in the center. We're going to ungroup them, and we're going to change this to sugar. Put that as less than 1 gram. This bar has 14 grams of fiber and 180 calories. Okay, so this is what the overall setup looks like now. Okay, again, let's check it out by going to transitions and clicking on morph. So again, these I don't like the fact that these bars just come out of nowhere, right? So I don't like that. What we can do to fix that though is we're going to go back to what we did over here and rename some of the boxes and place them elsewhere. So to do that, all we're going to do is we're first going to go to each text box and put this as protein box, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and we can call this one the sugar box. Again, this is all in the selection pane. So to do that, you have to go to home, click on select, and then selection pane. We're going to go here, rename it to sugar box, and over here, same thing, fiber box, and over here, a cow box. Okay, so if we were to copy this now, if we were to copy the 4 little text boxes and place them here and bring them down and bring this rectangle a little bit down, you can see now when we hit morph, okay, so transition to hit morph, you can notice how everything now comes up a little bit more sleeker, right? So again, you see how everything just moves from here, because this is the same thing. Again, we have exclamation mark, sugar box. So PowerPoint saying, hey, I know this. It was on this slide. So it sort of makes that connection between the 2 points, right? Between the 2 elements. And again, you have a seamless, cool effect. Now, to make sure everything is a little bit cooler is we can make this white, 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 and we can delete the text here. Because again, they're just placeholders, right? We're going to delete the text here. We're going to try again. So we hit morph. See how these things also fade in? So every little detail counts here. That's all I'm trying to say. Every little detail counts here. And of course, this is not the only way to do things. You can do this a million other ways. So that's this slide done. I'm going to speed up the tutorial and do all the other slides as well. Now, one thing to notice here, whenever you're doing the slide that you need to do, remember to delete the respective protein bar. So if you're doing the blueberry muffin bar, the blueberry muffin protein bar next, which should be your next slide, you're supposed to keep the birthday cake one, but delete the blueberry muffin. So your top is going to look something like that. I'll show you what I mean when I'm done. Okay, so this is what I mean. Over here, we deleted the birthday cake at the top, the birthday cake protein bar, and over here, we deleted it here. And the reason why is because these guys are the focus of the slide. There's no need to have them at the top anymore, remember. So we're gonna do this for all the other slides now, no exception. All right, I'm gonna be moving on now. I'll be back when I'm done, I promise. Okay, I'm back. That was a long time. So basically, what we have now is a sequential set of slides. Okay, so whenever we have one sort of protein bar in focus, that protein bar will no longer be at the top. Okay, in this case it's the blueberry muffin, and then down here is the chocolate hazelnut, and then down here is cinnamon roll, and then the last slide here is the s'mores bar, right? So again, we have birthday cake, blueberry muffin, chocolate hazelnut, cinnamon roll, s'mores. Easy peasy. Let's see how it looks like when we're morphing, because now we have to sort of refine it and make sure that all the settings work out the way that we want them to work, okay? So let's check this out. If we were to go full screen now, again, we didn't have any interactivity yet. We're not clicking on anything yet. We're just hitting right and left. The interactivity will be in the next step, I promise. But if we hit right, okay, that looks great. So it moves in, everything looks dandy. As you can see, right, the bars easily move in, the information changes as we go, right? So everything looks as nice as we want it to look. So everything looks great, everything moves great, everything's smooth as butter. Now we're gonna have to move on to the next step of our tutorial, which is to bring in some interaction. Now, this part of the tutorial is actually based on something that I taught you guys last year, where you have to link between different slides. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then please look at the YouTube description or hit the info button on the top right. It'll take you to the video you need to go to. But the premise of this is very simple, all right? What we're going to do is we're going to head up back to the menu slide that we had at the beginning. We're going to click on insert, and we're going to click on shapes, and we're going to click on this rectangle over here. We're going to draw out a rectangle just like this. Okay, it's going to cover up, literally cover up everything that you see here. Okay, and then what we're also going to do is we're going to remove the outline, and click on shape fill, more fill colors, and make this at 25%. Why? Because we want to make sure that we know what the area is covering. And again, I will explain why in a bit. I promise you guys, I promise. So we're going to make 5 of these. Okay, make sure that you fill up literally the area that you want to click on. And what I mean by that is one area, right? This area is covering up birthday cake. So whenever someone clicks in the blue area that you see here, it will take them to the birthday cake slide once we configure the shape. Same thing for here, same thing for here. You do not want any overlapping. This will cause chaos, I promise you. So please make sure that every single, let's say, placeholder or square or whatever you want to call it, has its own unique position and it doesn't overlap with anything else. That's the first thing. Second thing you want to do is you want to program each of these so that when you click them, it'll take you to the slide you need to go to. So whenever I want to click on this little square, I want to be taken to here, okay? To this slide here. Let's do that. We're going to go to shape format. We're going to go to insert, and we're going to click on action. We're going to click on hyperlink to, and we're going to click on slide, and we're going to go to slide 2, right? And this is the slide that we want to go to. We're going to hit OK. We're going to hit OK again. And I'm going to do this over here. Same thing. So we're going to go to insert. We're going to click on action. We're going to click on hyperlink to. We're going to click on slide. This one's going to be slide 3. Okay. So I'm going to do this for every single one. Okay, so let's see if this works. If I was to click on here and go full screen, and I was to click on any one of these, let's go with s'mores, boom, the s'mores slide will load up. It works out fine. But I know you guys are thinking, yo, hold on. I mean, the blue is already in the way and it doesn't look as attractive. Yeah, guys, but if you were to highlight everything by holding shift and clicking all across the board, making sure all 5 of these are selected, going to shape format, clicking on shape fill and clicking on no fill, the same effect would apply and there's no color to ruin the entire experience, right? Easy peasy, okay? Now, before you do that though, let's be very clear about something. We need to establish the exact same effect for all the different slides with some exceptions. What do I mean by this? Well, hold shift, right? Hold shift just like this, and click on every single one of these until you have all 5 of these rectangles highlighted. Now, the reason why I say hold shift and not hold control, because if you hold control and click on one of these, you're going to be taken to the slide and get very, very frustrated. So just hold shift and click on every single one of these 5 rectangles, right? We're going to copy them and we're going to paste them and we're going to move them up here. It's important that we move them up and away because remember, anything within the boundaries of the blue square, if you click on it, you're going to be taken to the slide that you set it to. So if we click over here in the request bar section, that's not really intuitive. So we're going to have to move them up just like this. And we're also going to delete the one where there is no protein bar or text behind the shape. So in this case, it would be the birthday cake. Okay. But before we do that, actually, let's just copy this and just do it for every single one, just like this. Okay, so now we have blue bars all across the board. And then what we're going to do is we're going to delete the ones we don't need. So we're going to delete this first. We're going to delete this second. We're going to delete this third. Right? We're going to delete this fourth. And finally, we're going to delete this last. Okay? And then we're just going to make sure that, there is no fill for each of these. So we're going to do the same thing here. Same thing here. Same thing here. Finally, the same thing here. And let's not forget the menu slide as well. Boom. Okay. Now, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. If we click on slideshow, if I was to click on any single one of these, right, at random, this will work. In fact, let's make this fun. Okay, we're going to let the wheel decide. So we're going to click to spin. Wheel, which one should we click on? The wheel has decided that we should click on chocolate hazelnut. Okay, wheel, we understand. Can't argue with the wheel, guys. You just can't. You just cannot argue with the wheel. Just a fact. Okay, so the wheel says chocolate hazelnut. We're going to go to full screen. We're going to click on chocolate hazelnut. Boom. Beautiful, seamless, easy. Does it work everywhere else? Let's click on birthday cake. It works on birthday cake. Does it click on s'mores? It works on s'mores. Does it click on chocolate hazelnut? It works on the chocolate hazelnut as well. It is so easy and intuitive. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. I love it. I absolutely love it. I just love this software so much. You can do so much with it if you know how to push its limits. That's all for me this week. I know this was a long one, but it is really intuitive, and I hope that you guys get a chance to use it. Perhaps you don't use it, fine, that's cool, but maybe you guys can get some ideas out of it. I mean, that's the whole point of this tutorial, right? I want you guys to understand that PowerPoint can go beyond boring bullet points and clip art. But anyway, without further ado, this is Yo-Yo from SlideCount. I am now signing off. I will see you guys next time. I hope the next tutorial that I have for you will blow your minds as well. Have a great day. Bye-bye.